How are you? I'd like to thank Pat for inviting me onto the show. I think it was Charlie Bird who said to me, how did you feel about this week? And I just said to Charlie, in fact, that's life.
That's life.
That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shut down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I said that's life.
That's life.
And as funny as it may seem, some people get their bleeding kicks stomping on a dream. But I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning round. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, and I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on me face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life.
That's life.
I tell you, I can't deny it. Oh, I thought of quitting, baby, but my heart just ain't gonna buy it. And if I didn't think it worth one single try, I'd jump right on a big bird and then I'd fly. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, but I know one thing. Each time I find myself laying flat on me face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life.
That's life.
That's life. I can't deny it. Many times I thought of cutting out, but my heart just ain't gonna buy it. But if there's nothing shaking come this here July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and die. Thanks.
Taoiseach, or should I say deputy, you have a lovely voice, hasn't he? We never saw that side of you in the chamber before.
Thanks.
It's been a rough week. Did they give you a good send off?
Well, it's been a tough week, Pat, but it's been a good week as well, and I had the good fortune to receive a number of tokens of appreciation from my parliamentary colleagues in the form of some very nice hanging baskets, which I find you can't have enough hanging baskets these days. In fact, at this stage, I really love the hanging baskets. I have enough hanging baskets at this stage to start my own bleeding woodies in Drumcondra. But there was also talk of, because I was leaving my job, as something you might get to know at some stage, Pat, but in the long distant future. But there was some talk of, because I was leaving my job, of a whip round. which until somebody realised that was probably the worst Jesus bleeding idea in the history of mankind. So,
what do you think your colleague Brian Cowan will bring to the role of Taoiseach?
Well, Brian is a. Let me start that again. Brian Cowan is a personal friend of mine, Pat, as you are, and I think Brian Cowan will bring a number of key differences. To the role of Taoiseach. For starters, Brian likes to use something that I never had any use for in my time as Taoiseach, which is clear sentences. Brian likes to use these yokes, these sentences, as opposed to just repeating a word. over and over again, and hoping that the question will go away. The other thing about Brian is that these sentences tend to make sense, which is another key difference from the last 11 or so years in power. I suppose the third difference, Pat, is you don't mind if I call it that, do you? I suppose,
As long as you don't spit. It's
no,
okay,
more on that later. The third difference, I suppose, would be robustness. I think that Brian brings a certain robustness to the role of leader. A kind of, not only an intellectual robustness, but also a literal robustness. In the sense that he's well capable of hopping onto the floor and kicking the living shite out of you as well. I mean, the damage that those bleeding lips can do to a man from 15 feet alone is...
Well, look, and I wish you the very best in your retirement.
Absolutely. Can I just say one final thing? And this is unscripted. I'd just like to say that this is one of the most brilliant men ever to walk in the history of broadcasting. He's not only a beautiful man, but a nice man. And this is a man that a lot of people don't understand. He has voices in his head, ringing in his ear. People going, wrap it up for God's sake. And he still gets the job done. A round of applause for Pat Kenny. Thanks.
Mario, thank you very much. Bertie Ahern, a.k.a. Mario Rosenstock, the album That's Life, Bertie, the best bit so far, has just been released. Mario, thanks a million for being with us on the show tonight.
Thanks.
All the best. Good night.
How is?
All right.